Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to review one of the books that I predicted would be a 5-star read. I'll put a link to that video down below. And the book I'm going to be reviewing today is called Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. And this is a near future dystopia that looks at the role of virtual reality in our lives and looks at corporations versus the individual. So the novel opens with a character called Percival, who is called Wade in real life, and he's just cleared the first gate of an online game to find the fortunes of the game's designer, a man called Halliday, who died about 5 years ago, and this is called Halliday's Egg. And so there are lots of people like Wade, who are called Gunters, who spend pretty much most of their time when they're not studying or working, trying to solve these riddles, going into all the back catalogues of Halliday's life, because he loved 80s gaming, he loved arcade games, he loved films and music. So they basically spend their lives searching through all this back catalogue of information in order to try and understand how to move forward in the game. So Percival has cleared the first gate. He is at top of the scoreboard. You've also got a corporation called IOI, which is a bit like a mix of Virgin and Amazon, that control access to the virtual world, and they have their fingers in every other pie as well. And they're really presented as a soulless corporation, the baddie, and they're run by a man called Sorrentino. The dystopian backdrop is the fact that population has got out of control, wealth inequality is a problem, people live in trailers stacked one on top of each other with no running water or electricity. You get the sense that this world is failing, and as a result of that, everyone spends their time inside this virtual reality called Oasis. They wear hepatic gloves, bodysuits if they can afford them, and visors, and so most people literally live inside this world, because inside this world they're free, they can form relationships, they can visit different places. So Wade is just like the majority of the population, kind of sleepwalking through the real world and living his life in the on-world world. So the novel really follows Percival and some friends that he makes in the online world along the way, as he and they try to find Halliday's egg. So it's a very tense novel, because at 1 second Percival's ahead, then his friend Artemis is ahead, then a new character called Shoto gets ahead, and then the IO1 employees, who always have employee names, they then get ahead. And there's 3 gates to clear, so the novel is kind of building and building and building to this climatic ending. There's 2 stories going on, and there's jeopardy in both of those stories, because you've got the online characters that need to stay alive and to get to the gates first, and then you've got the offline characters who are being hunted down by this big corporation. Okay, so what do I actually rate this book now I've read it? Well, I predicted it was going to be 5 stars, but actually it's a solid 3 stars, and these are the reasons why. So for me, it loses the star for character development, or should I say lack of character development. It is a plot-driven novel, but even so, I would have liked the characters to be a little bit more individual and unique. It almost felt like the author had picked them as if you would pick an avatar skin for your character. So it's like a ready-made set of characters that we all recognise. So you've got the funny, wisecracking best mate, the tough but mysterious female character where a love interest with her and Wade grows. And then you've got 2 brothers who are from Japan, who are very good at martial arts, and you know, that kind of whole idea of their different honour. They've got more honour than the other people. So there's this sort of band of online friends that feels a little bit over familiar in terms of comic novels and films in the past. Having said that, I have heard, though I haven't checked this out, that this is going to be made into a film by Steven Spielberg. And actually, those kind of characters are perfect for a film, because then the audience kind of knows what they're getting in terms of the characters. But just for a novel, for me, it didn't work as well. So for me, it lost 1 star for character development. The other star it lost for the writing and the plot. Though the writing was generally very good, there were times when I was like, oh, that's a bit cheesy, or that's been over-explained, and it pulled me out of the novel. One particular thing the author did, which I found really quite irritating, was his use of adverbs when he was attributing dialogue. So instead of just saying he said and she said, which the reader tends to skip over and not notice, we had things like he giggled, she wailed, she exclaimed. And the problem with that is that makes clear the mechanics of the novel itself, and so it actually pulls you out of the story by drawing attention to that. I also found the ending a little bit cliched, a little bit as you would expect it to end. I must say there was lots of lovely twists and turns along the way, but there was nothing really stunning at the end. It ends how you would expect, a sort of Hollywood ending. So that's the reason why I haven't given Ready Player One 5 stars, but it's a solid 3 stars. And if you like, or if you've ever played any 80s or 90s computer games or have references to the 80s and 90s like I do, I think you'll probably enjoy this book very much. It's a fast-paced read, it was fun to read, and I'm glad that I read it.